Let's get into DOGE is tearing up the Democratic Party, tearing their ass up. Take that, take that, take that. Democrats mad that they can't fuck with DOGE and Elon Musk right now. Let's get into it.
Slapper. If I could grow dreads, I grow dreads Slapper. For this one. Shout out to Legend E40. Hey, I'm in the bay with it. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, this beat is my bitch, I'm a pimp. Slapper. I'm in the club trying to fuck something after. Nasty. Real trap nigga sell a perk to a pastor. When I'm done with this hoe, you can have. I'ma find something better. Yeah. And if the pussy good nigga, I'ma tag her. And a nigga in this game that wanna battle. I'm a king on the throne in my castle. Yeah. She get freaky when I'm out in the capsule. Beat banging like 96, but I never snitch like a 6'9". Nope. Pull up in a 6'4", going up the motherfucking west side. Crips riding with me like it's 92.
The organizations have received substantial funding from
to the bag like I'm Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, I've been through a lot and got a lot to prove. This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
Bustin' the dough like Urkel, nigga smoking purple. Pull off in my whip, screech, huh, Lisa Turtle. Bitch body and bag of her, man, she wear a girdle. Put the condom on my dick because the bitch is fertile. Beat slapping like he 40 on it. Got my little Brody on it. All the smoke, you know we want it. LA shit, West Coast, we stay lit. Volume 10, nigga stay with the pistol grip. 2 chains on my neck, no titty boy. Knock the beat out the ring, huh, like my name was Roy Jones. Take that, huh, Sean Combs. And if she ain't fucking, she could catch a Uber home. No dreads, but go dumb with the ball head. Morris got a high success rate like the feds. Throwing the towel, y'all little dogs, bow wow. And I'm a big dog, get you up like Puppy Chow.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
I'm on my shit, I ain't feeling myself. Yeah, I keep a bad bitch on my whole top shelf. Like my nigga said, this right here is a slapper. Put pour it in your baby mama favorite rapper recipe. Smack drop, go stupid, go down. I don't give a bitch nothing but hard dick and bubble. From the Bay to LA, all my niggas getting rich. Do the hawk on the horn, just sauce on my bitch. I made it one time. Swing a Benz like a Hyundai, rolling up tree like bonsai. Nigga, what's beef to a small fry? I get on that bitch heels like fun guy. Catch me at the side show blowing gas ain't gon' eat paper plates on the tippy tycoon. All my niggas do is sumo. Niggas mad cause they bitch wanna kick it like judo. Coach.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
This right here is a slapper. This right here, this is a show I've been meaning to do. I've been having so many damn videos. I don't know what to do with them. I got so much information. I don't know what to do with. I already got shows lined up for tomorrow. What's up, chat? How you doing in the building? Glad you can make it back for part 2 of DOGE. You saw the fraud. You saw all the shit earlier. You saw some of the stuff that the DOGE is spending money on. Now, let's get into the breakdown. Let's get into the details. Let's get into the hate that the Democrats got for Elon Musk. And you know what? I'm happy to see black people waking up. I'm happy to see black people not falling for the okie doke, not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We're not falling for that shit. And Donald Trump has woke up America. Donald Trump has woke up even a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? He woke up a lot of black people to this DOGE and all this fraud, because now black people are like, hold on. You got money for all the immigrants and ain't got any money for us? Right? Remember, it started in Chicago, the black people speaking up about Brandon Johnson and people in New York speaking out. Hold on, you got all these migrant money, but you ain't got money for us? All the people in North Carolina and people that was hit with these national disasters. You got money for these immigrants, but you ain't got money for us? Right? People getting fired, you know, female people getting fired for donating money to the immigrants, doing the motel shit. right? They getting fired because they kept on allocating money, even though Donald Trump told them to stop. They look, Donald Trump can tell he's the president, he's executive motherfucking chief. He can say where the money can and cannot go. You can't go over his back and say, well, we control the budget and we can tell the emergency federal government where the money can go. No, you cannot do that. That's why your ass is getting fired, right? And black people starting to speak out. Black people like, hell no. Look, I don't know if the Democratic Party gonna ever win another election in life, because the information starting to come out about y'all left and right. Y'all starting to come out as frauds. Y'all starting to come out as scammers, and y'all protecting and y'all protesting about the wrong shit. You fighting for the wrong shit. You fighting against everything Donald Trump, but you ain't telling us nothing you fight for. With no further ado, let's get into this, Doge.
Reports Goal received more than €100 million in 2023. That's over half its funding, while Trócaire received over €1 million.
I appreciate the question, Kevin, but I'm trying to figure out what leverage we actually have.
Look, Democrats are admitting that they don't have no leverage. Democrats are admitting that they can't do shit. Democrats are admitting that they powerless. What power do we have? I have no power. They have control over everything.
What leverage do we have? Republicans have repeatedly lectured America. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
What can we do? The people gave them a mandate. What can we do? We have no leverage. The people are supporting their policies. They got control. They let in everybody who said we said wasn't gonna get in. They let in Tulsi Gabbard. They let in Nick Kennedy. They gonna let in Pat. Right? Everybody who we said that's not getting in is somehow getting in. We have no power.
Never in my life will I ever be a Democrat again.
We are going to try to find bipartisan common ground on any issue. We will work with anyone in this town to get things done for the American people, to lower the high cost of living, secure the border, and keep our communities safe while defending dreamers, farm workers, and families at the same time.
That nigga don't even make sense. You see, copycat Barack Obama don't even make sense. We're going to continue to do this. This is what the people voted your ass out of office for. Stop fighting for the same shit. Listen to the people. Listen to the ex-Democratic voters leaving your party.
And I can't say about the rest of politics, but I'm going to say this. Just because I'm saying I'm on one side doesn't mean I'm another side. You don't know much about me, and you don't know much about politics. I'm going to say this. I will never, ever support the Democratic Party again after seeing all this misappropriation of funds.
Mr. Musk,
what?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Game over.
I'm just trying to find out, do the Democrat Party think that we are stupid? You know what I'm saying? We dumb. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yes, they do. They do believe you stupid and you don't know what's going on. That's why they keep on putting these laws and try to pass these policies and supporting all these so-called sanctuary laws, right? And put in your face and act like you agree with it, like they speaking for you. They think you're stupid, right? They said Donald Trump and DOGE is finding all kind of fraud, and they telling you, wait a minute, it's not fraud. We giving money to other countries from other shit that we don't even have no interest in. It's not DEI and transgender shit. DOGE is finding that shit out, and they think you stupid. They say this is saving lives. We need this money.
Party think that we are stupid. You know what I'm saying? We dumb. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Democrat lawmakers were not happy, trying to force their way into the department despite it being locked.
All Democrats care about are like pushing their heads up with like DEI and they're racist. But y'all misappropriating funds. At the end of the day, no matter if you're white, black, yellow, red, black, green, blue, orange, whatever the colors you are, a rainbow. I don't care. We all pay taxes. And the fact is that you were misappropriating funds and mishandling our tax.
Look, you got black people here talking about misappropriating funds. We don't care about DEI no more. We want to know what's up with our tax money. This is what Donald Trump has got the people to realize. They want to know where their tax money going now. It's no longer about DEI. They forgot about that shit. Let's talk about our money. Let's talk about our cheese.
Money. I care more about that than I ever care about my race, DEI, or anything like that. Y'all can call me the C word that rhymes with moon. I don't give a
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way.
I don't even know why they brought their fraud ass out, okay? Because they some frauds, okay?
Give it a tug there.
They frauds. All of a sudden, they care about the Board of Education. All of a sudden, they care about the Department of Education. Let us in. Let us in. All of a sudden, they want to do shows against Elon Musk and the federal government about wasteful spending. All of a sudden, they want to be on media and hold marches and rallies and shit against wasteful spending. This shit's ridiculous. They losing the people.
We're members of Congress.
We're members of Congress. We're members of Congress.
We're coming in. Lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Because they some frauds, okay? Y'all been stealing our money.
Ha! Y'all been stealing our money. You hear what dude say? You're not coming in. It's one person there. It's 1,000 of them. He said y'all not coming in. He ain't got no security. He ain't got no police officers. He ain't got no special agents. It's just him saying y'all not coming in. One person.
Spending on dumbass projects, billions of dollars. And now y'all want to come out and open up y'all mouth and talk about Donald Trump Donald Trump is doing this. No.
What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public.
Oh, who are you? Who are you? Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here?
Yes. I have sent the Assistant Secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for.
They are getting what they voted for, huh? They getting the truth, right? That's why the Democrats are on the defense right now. Who are you? Let us in this building. You're like, nah, y'all ain't getting in. I don't give a fuck who y'all are. Y'all not getting in this building. Black people are waking up.
This fucking political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything.
Yeah, I don't know that that's been accepted, so until that's accepted, it doesn't need to be accepted.
What authority do you have? And what do you do here?
What do you do here?
What authority do you have? And what do you do here? I see y'all ain't trying to go in that building. Trying to ask him all the questions. It's just him. Y'all ain't going in that building, though.
They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people.
Look them in the eye. Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at him. What's your name?
Look at Maxine Wilder. Look at him. Look at him. That's his name. What's your name? Look at him. Here we go. Now the such is a concern.
Okay, what the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good.
Tell us your name.
And what they doing right now, they trying to look good. Tell us your name. Huh? They want to look good in front of the camera like they're actually fighting for something.
Good than actually doing good.
Tell us What's your name? Give me that ID again.
These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again?
Could you let me see the ID again?
And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars.
Huh? No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again.
The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes.
Black people waking up. Who do he sound like? Do he sound like Donald Trump? If it wasn't for Donald Trump, he wouldn't have this information about the Democrats stealing, about the Democrats replacing, about the Democrats fraud. DOGE and Donald Trump brought this out. They weren't talking about this last month. They weren't talking about this 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months in the debate. They weren't talking about wasteful spending. Now all of a sudden, black people know about it. They know where their tax dollars is going, and they mad.
For the last 4 years, 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in.
You didn't see it. You didn't see it. They didn't see it.
I didn't see
Stand
it.
here all night if we decide to stay.
I guess, yeah.
All right, well, you just...
Look, you like, I guess, yeah. We're going to stay here all night then. Well, I guess, yeah. This dude calm. He like a military expert. Look how he got his arms folded. Like, look, I ain't doing shit. I'm going to stand right here. Well, you going to stay here all night? I guess, yeah.
Stand here all night if we decide to stay.
I guess, yeah.
All right, well, you just stay right there.
You just stay right there.
Stay and stay.
Why are you letting us go to that desk like we were able to do last year?
He's not a U.S. employee.
This is a public institution.
Look at all them. Look at all them. It's one person. Look at all them. He's not even a government employee. We'll try to get in that building, bitch.
Who do you work for? Who do you work for?
Let me read some of the chat. Let me read some of the chat. Right? What Ms. Black Barbie said. Everything done in the dark comes out in the light. And this shit coming out in the light. Nasty old bitty. Ha! Not old wig had no old wig Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters is the ugliest broad on the face of the Democratic Party. Right? If they weren't too corrupt, you would think they would want to know what the hell they are doing with our taxes. If they weren't corrupt, you would think so. You would think they would want to know. You would think they would want to know what all that. Remember, they talking about the debt all the time. Oh, Donald Trump added to the debt, and Donald Trump was the president that added most to the debt and all this sort of shit. Well, let's talk about cutting the debt. They don't want to talk about cutting the debt. She's a bully. She's a bully. Her, yeah. Remember, she was telling the whole crowd, "You surround them and you tell them that you walk up on them and you don't." She's a bully. Every time she talks, she's talking about bullying somebody. I'm going to stop Donald Trump. I'm going to peace. Every time you turn around, that ain't supposed to be at the end of the sentence. It was supposed to be a period. The new patriot of history, Donald Trump, and his cabinet, and Elon Musk, all the people standing up against the corruption in 2025. That's what we need to be talking about. All the people standing up for the corruption. Huh? Little late, but here. Little late, but it's better late than never. It's better late than never. Let's go into it. They better not try to go up in that office. I know that.
Donald Trump stopping y'all from stealing your money. Because that's what y'all was doing.
In on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon.
Donald Trump is finding the money. Huh? Donald Trump is finding the money. Elon Musk is helping him. Huh? He finding the money.
Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Are you not aware of...
Donald Trump stopping y'all from stealing your money. Because that's what y'all was doing.
In on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific. He comes in with 100 very smart people, you know.
Y'all was stealing our money and putting it into these bogus ass projects. Okay?
You also called Elon Musk's political influence abroad, quote, insane, along with another word we can't repeat here. But what's your take on his political access and influence here in America right now?
Oh, we're going to ask the good billionaire about the bad billionaire. We're going to ask the motherfucker trying to pump vaccines in everybody, right? Who was on Epstein Island, whose wife left him, right? Who paying for Kamala, who gave the most money to Kamala Harris' campaign. Why? Because the Epstein list was going to be released. We're going to listen to him talk about Elon Musk. This nigga, he's a businessman. He had plenty of time to volunteer for Joe Biden or volunteer for the Democrats. Say, hell, let me help you cut the budget. I'm a genius. I'm a billionaire. I don't want to get paid. Let me help you. Mark Cuban could have done it, huh? George Soros could have done it, huh? Bill Gates could have done it. There's lots of billionaires on the Democratic Party could have done it. Why they didn't do it? Right? Y'all forgot Elon Musk voted for Barack Obama. He was a Democrat. He was y'all views was his views until you went way to the fucking left. You left him. He voted for Barack Obama. I think he voted for Joe Biden. I'm not sure. But he voted for I don't think he voted for Joe Biden. I don't think he voted. But he voted for Barack Obama. He was a liberal. You ran him away. Now he's a racist. But y'all had plenty of time. Bill Gates, you could have done it.
Didn't have nothing to do with the fucking American people. Okay?
It started off with 12, then it went to 15, then it went to 25, then it went to 50, and everybody wants to join. And
well, Elon, his private sector work, has been very innovative, really fantastic.
I guess you have to have an IQ of about 175 at least to do it.
A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is.
They're a smart group of people. They don't dress as well as you or maybe me, but they are smart.
Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing.
Why is that bitch about to get checked? He about to check her. He about to check her dumb ass.
I'm a little worried, particularly with this USAID stuff.
And they go in there and they talk to people, and the people get all tongue-tied because they have no idea. Nobody thought this would be caught. And
so you'll fight this in court, but how does it work with Elon day to day?
My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines.
We know why he wanted we know why he want USAID. My corporation, my company works for USAID. I'm the good billionaire. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my vaccines. I'm spreading across all these African nations and all this shit, right? Don't worry about the DEI funding I do, right? I put billions into this shit. But don't worry about it. I get billions back. This nigga is getting spilled the tea. Said, I work through USAID.
With USAID on nutrition. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out.
Does he come in and say, this is what I'm working on? Does he say, here's what we're doing?
First of all, he's a great guy.
There's incredible people. They're not actually worms that work there.
He was never really a supporter or not a supporter. He was a, sort of semi-neutral kind of a guy, not a political person, very smart, a brilliant person, and which I like. I'm a big believer in IQ points. I mean, it's a good thing. And I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last couple of years. During the campaign, he liked what I said. He went to Pennsylvania. He actually campaigned right after the rocket ship went up, where he caught it coming down, which nobody saw before. He then took off. He went to Pennsylvania. He actually campaigned for me and did a very good job. I won Pennsylvania by a lot. I won everything by a lot. But Elon, I'd say go in here because USAID, I heard very bad things about for years. I mean, I'm sure you did too.
Meanwhile,
now the disruptor in chief, Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry.
Democracy in America is being destroyed by the courts. The courts are getting in the way of DOGE doing their job, right? The courts are getting in the way of Donald Trump allocating where money should go and cutting people, right? You got all these federal employees like, hey, man, I want to take that severance pay. But this court say, wait a minute, hold off on that, man. We want to make sure. No, we want our pay. We agree. 65,000 of them or something. Say, we'll take that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that gonna cut and save billions and millions. But they don't want to do that.
Harry Balls tweeted this morning, democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup. An activist judge is not a real judge.
So, hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths.
Saturday, a judge agreed with them to restrict Elon Musk and his government efficiency team, DOGE, from accessing Treasury Department payment and data systems. They said there was a risk of irreparable harm. What do you make of that? And does that...
Oh, mama babes, I've been here. We've been doing this show. We're trying to catch up with people. That's why we've been doing these shows back to back. We're trying to get back in this algorithm so people can get these shows and get when they come on and stuff like that, right? But you see this? Mama babes? The court's firm assessment is that for the reasons stated by the states, right, they will face irreparable harm in the absence of injunctive relief, right? The courts, the state, this is federal shit, but the state courts injected in some federal shit. What kind of shit is that?
Systems, they said there was a risk of irreparable harm. What do you make of that? And does that slow you down on what you want to do?
No, I disagree with it 100%. I think it's crazy.
So, with aid, people think, wow, how much do we give these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5% and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%.
Yeah. Wow. But damn, if it's under 1%, why is you worried about it? We got to feed these countries. We got to vaccinate these countries. It's not even a big deal, right? But but think about that. If it's not even 1% of this U.S. aid, if not even 1% of our budget, and they found all the fraud in that particular budget, think about how the other 99% of the goddamn budget. If they found millions and billions in that less than 1%, remember, he's going to go through NASA. He's going to go through every federal agent. He's not holding nobody accountable. He's holding everybody accountable. He's not picking and choosing. He's going through every one of them. School, police, military. He's going through everything. Federal buildings, contractors. He's going through every single thing and cutting the fat and saving money, right? Why not? Why hate on that? They try to say why if it's not a big deal, if it's only 0. Whatever percent of the budget, why is everybody going into fucking hysteria over it, throwing marches and crying and talking about he Hitler and talking about he finna kill kids and shit like that? If it's only less than 1%, he just gave it up. Talking about, man, it says 5%, right? Some people say it's 2%, but it's actually less than 1%. Well, what the fuck you crying about?
It's crazy.
So, with aid, people think, wow, how much do we give these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5% and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%.
Wow. And still saving lives. That is more important. My bag is more important to me, and where that shit is going is more important to me than my race. Don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn. She want her bag, right? She don't give a fuck about transgender shows in Ethiopia. She want her bag. She want to eat, damn it. Huh? Y'all done turned these people against y'all because y'all protecting the people, right, in other countries. They ain't got shit to do with us and using their money.
Let's decompose
Then
these
please
cases
educate me on
Sure.
what
So an
the
audit is
difference
exactly what you just described,
Yes.
which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
Releases DEI and releases and Yahtzees and all this stuff. I don't give a y'all taking our money and using it for craziness and balloon popping and all this stuff and bubble back.
She said she don't give a fuck about no Nazis or no DEI. She want her money. She want her bread. Y'all keep on talking about DEI raising. She's like, fuck that. Where my money at?
And $600 million on sushi and $50 million on condoms in Gaza and misappropriating funds. I am not with it. U.S. aid, all this stuff. Y'all were paying celebrities to represent Ukraine.
And we have to solve the efficiency problem. We have to solve the fraud, waste, abuse, all the things that have gone into the government.
And now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history.
The ability to pass an audit or the fact that the DOD has not passed an audit is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false right there.
Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff.
You take a look at the U.S.
Thank you for this angry black video, Michelle. This even this video last night. You gotta see these angry black folks. I'm like, oh, this will fit perfect into the video I'm doing right here. Good looking out, Michelle, because these black people is perfect for this video. They explain it to a T.
AID, the kind of fraud in there,
And you
where
found
the money's
significant
going.
things.
Well, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of money that's going to places where it shouldn't be going.
I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud.
Where if I read a list, you'd say this is ridiculous, and you've read the same lists, and there are many that you haven't even seen. It's crazy. It's a big scam.
So
what is
now is a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where.
Look, did you hear what this stupid bitch just told him? Did you hear what this shit has told him about it's not an audit? You can't get more stupid. Watch him check her. Like, you can't be more stupider than this. He don't say that, but he like, bitch, you are stupid, and this is why you losing. This is why the difference. They're trying to explain why Elon Musk shouldn't be investigating. It shouldn't be cutting the budget and cutting wasteful spending. They trying to explain this shit. Why he shouldn't be doing no audits.
So
what is
now is a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where.
Now, there's some good money, and we can do that through any one of a number. I think I'd rather give it to Marco Rubio over at the State Department. Let him take care of the few good ones.
That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So I don't know if it's kicking.
Right? We don't know. We sent the money off, but we don't know where the money at. Right? That's different than waste and fraud. Wait a minute. If you sent the money off and you don't know where the money at, and you don't know what's been done with the money, ain't that wasteful spending? That's the stupidest shit in the world.
Backs or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this.
So in my world, that's waste.
And the people want.
In everybody else's world, it's waste too. You don't know where the money at, but you said that it was allocated to these plans, right? And you shouldn't audit because the audit is like, the shit don't even make sense. It's wasteful spending if you allocate the money and you don't know where it's at.
Me to find it, and I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful.
Bottom line, you say.
That's the common sense. That's common sense. That's wasteful. You're telling me that's not wasteful. You're giving me some money, and I don't know what I'm spending it on, right? It's different from having the money and doing wasteful spending. That is wasteful spending. Having the money and not know what the fuck the money is going is wasteful spending. That's stupid.
And you trust him?
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it.
Well, that means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think?
Secretary Rubio.
You can't tell me what am I supposed to think. You can't tell me you can't tell us where it went. And you don't want him to audit it because you can't explain it. Why not audible it? Auto it. I mean, audit. Audit. I was audible it. Audit it. Damn it. That's stupid. And the Democrats want you to believe this shit. And it's lied to your face. Like old girl say, do you think we stupid? Do you think we dumb? You don't want to just tell us anything and expect us to believe it.
Was right in saying that.
What am I supposed to think?
Secretary Rubio was right in saying that it's getting harder to defend foreign aid because it's not popular.
And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to
I'm pretty
make
sure
that
I didn't cause it.
an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went, like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse.
Looks into another angle as to what's going on here, what many see as an identity crisis the Democratic Party is facing about identity politics.
And it's like there's a plant somewhere in, quote, progressive, unquote, America that just sees how many stupid things that they can embrace.
There's a lot of stupid things they can embrace, right? This is why they losing. They're fighting for the wrong shit, right? They're telling you what, they're telling you we don't know where the money at, even though that the money is being allocated to people in this so-called program. But we don't want you to audit it. Distrust us.
Reporter Shane Goldmacher writes this. Democrats are grappling.
Look. He finna go hard. The reporter finna go hard on the Democrats, right? And this ought to tell the Democrats, right? But they still don't listen. But this ought to tell them, like, what the fuck is going on? These are their own people telling them to wake up. And the Democratic, whoever this is, wrote it so perfect. It's so much division in the Democratic Party, they don't know which way to go. The Al Sharpton will try to come and clean it up. Watch this.
Things that they can embrace.
Reporter Shane Goldmacher writes this. Democrats are grappling with how to stand up for diversity and defend marginalized groups that have come under assault from the White House without allowing their party to be defined or marginalized by those fights. President Trump has pushed to make DEI a dirty word, racing to unravel diversity programs across the federal government at a remarkable speed. But Democrats are struggling to marshal an effective response. They are debating publicly and privately when to push back, how to push back, and what exactly to push back on. Some are saying that almost no exactly to push back on. Some are saying that almost no instances of discrimination, especially rank racism, should go unanswered. Others are pressing the party to be more selective and engage only in cultural battles that are winnable. And still others are urging the party to avoid identity politics altogether. Even
they don't know what, they don't know if to attack it, they don't know if to stop, they don't know if to keep on going, they don't know if to go harder, right? They in the disarray. They don't know what the fuck to do.
When Republicans seem to be opening themselves up to a fierce counterattack.
It's stunningly stupid.
With the way that you people use color legitimacy and the way you use black people as fucking mules to get us to push whatever fucking agenda you wanted to.
Right? What had about the Super Bowl party, right? We want to push the agenda because we want to say a revolution, right? We want to start a revolution right after Donald Trump get into office, right? Now all of a sudden it's a revolution against the white man, right? We're going to do it in the street. Remember the Democrats pushing that shit? We're going to do it in the street. We're going to fight. Now all of a sudden it's a revolution. Didn't you see the halftime show? The revolution started. 3 weeks after Donald Trump hopped into the White House, now all of a sudden it's a revolution, right? Kendrick Lamar talk about the flag that was the America that was built on the back of black people, right? All this other stuff right after Donald Trump. Didn't no revolution happen during the whole Biden administration. Wasn't no talks of no revolution the whole 4 years. Wasn't no talk of 4 years for no revolution. All of a sudden, one halftime show, right? Donald Trump is there, right? And all of a sudden, it's a revolution. Did you see Kendrick Lamar? He was speaking to Donald Trump. He was speaking to all the white people, right? We knew all the white people, racist white people was watching because Donald Trump was there. Huh? Did you see that? They sent a message to white America at the Super Bowl. What? It's going to be a revolution. The revolution, they said the revolution is going to be televised. What a way to televise the revolution in front of the whole world. What? You think these white motherfuckers finna pay for a revolution? They trying to pay for a revolution against Donald Trump. Right? That's about it. They're trying to reform everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because who they gonna reform against? Who is black people gonna rebel against now? Donald Trump is fighting for the country. Donald Trump is fighting for lower taxes. Donald Trump is fighting for stronger borders. Donald Trump is doing exactly what the voters voted him in for. What you gonna rebel against? Huh? You gonna rebel and want the immigrants to stay over here? Huh? You gonna rebel and tell him don't do the fentanyl deals about closing the borders and going after fentanyl dealers and shit like that? You gonna tell him to put transgenders back into women's sports? Huh? You want him to stop with the energy executive orders? What you want him to do? You want him to stop negotiating? You gonna protest him stop negotiating a peace deal with Russia and Ukraine? Right? You gonna stop him from getting hostage freed from all across the motherfucking world? What you gonna protest? What you gonna rebel on? Him stopping doctors from mutilating kids? This is what the voters wanted. What are you going to rebel? What is the revolution about? Please tell me. I'm waiting. Huh? What is? Because what is the Democrats? I mean, black people have no reason to rebel. What are we rebelling for now? What injustices we seeing now? Is it the police? We're rebelling against the police. We're rebelling against the government. We're rebelling against the man, the KKK. What is we rebelling against? What is a revolution for? Right? The only motherfucker you hear saying, let's have a revolution is the liberals talking about DOGE. We're going to march in the street. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it's mighty funny how 3 weeks after Donald Trump became president, these motherfuckers convince you to try to have a revolution. Convince you to, they throwing some American flag, a nigga talk about basically a diss song, right? Y'all put some shit together, and all of a sudden it's a revolution. Because he wanted to send Donald Trump a message. Hell, he didn't know he was going. Kendrick Lamar didn't know he was going to be performing at the Super Bowl party, and didn't nobody know Donald Trump was going to be there either. He just announced it. Now all of a sudden, Kendrick Lamar was doing all this and saving all this because he knew Donald Trump was going to be in the audience. He knew when he got booked for the Super Bowl party, right, that Donald Trump was going to be in office. Before Donald Trump was president, he was booked for the Super Bowl party, but everybody knew he was sending a message to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump just announced it, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Oh, he's the first president a couple of days before the Super Bowl. But it was a message to Donald Trump. You dumb son of a bitch. Let's go.
To you, Rev, is where do you stand on this? Some say some of these fights are for another day as we're in complete crisis.
The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that.
I think that what the Democratic Party has to do and the leadership of the party is a stand for something and not try to be all things to all people.
And I will never, ever forgive this political party. The shit that I've gone through personally.
And when I read the article, I think that's the debate. Either you're going to say that we are for diversity, and diversity meaning blacks and women and LGBTQ and disabled. Don't let them interpret what it is. that we stand for that.
Y'all were supposed to be the party of free speech, the party of women's rights. You have immolated all of those things.
We stand for good policing, but we don't stand for defund the police. You have to have enough nerve and enough backbone to say, define who you are and why you are, rather than be defined by your enemies. And I think that too often the Democrats have allowed their opposition to define them, and they accept the definition.
Like, I can't ever be a Democrat ever in my life.
So they are defined as extremists, and you're all about defund the police, and you're all about anarchy, and they
It's all about mutilation of babies, abortion, right? Transgender rights. You know what I'm saying? Women in sports. You for all this. It's no secret. Y'all are for this. So what y'all saying? Tell people what y'all are for. Y'all are telling us what you're for. Name the most masculine man in the Democratic Party. I'm finna go in the chat, right? I want you to name me, right, in the Democratic Party, and we're gonna we're gonna take out Barack Obama. He don't count, right? He don't count. He don't count. Name me another masculine. We can even say Barack Obama, right? Name me a masculine man in the Democratic Party, please. And let's be honest. Try to name one. Try to name the most masculine man. Is it Hakeem Jeffries? Is it Cory Booker? Is it Barack Obama? Is it Tim Walz? Is it Joe Biden? Is it Bill Clinton? Who is the most masculine man in the Democratic Party? I'll wait. Huh? No and no. Ms. Chocolate Coco said no and no. None and none. You can't name a masculine man in the Democratic Party, so you can't send that message to the men of America. Pete Buttigieg, the most masculine man in the Democratic Party. They have none.
Become defensive rather than they set the tone.
Oh, and the whole AP political thing. The fact that y'all were paying journalists or paying AP off, which is the Associated Press off, so they could write nasty things about a candidate. That tells me
candidate Donald Trump. Y'all paying him off. This is crazy. Out of the U.S. aid fund, you paying motherfuckers off. You bribing people.
Biased media in itself. Like, I can never, ever, 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 ever. I'm glad they are uncovering the nastiness that the Democratic Party is doing.
These are Democratic voters. I can never, ever vote Democrat again. I'm glad they uncovering. You telling them people to stop. Stop uncovering this. Stop doing this. Stop fighting the fraud. Stop trying to reduce the budget. You're telling them to stop it.
Dealing with a president that has saluted the worst division in this country, that said it was fine people that were saying Jews will not replace us, that's now talking about, while we are talking about by excluding and deporting people to Mexico, saying that whites are being oppressed in South Africa.
What that got to do with the Democratic Party, right? Not coming together and not having identity, right? They already got switched back to Donald Trump. What we're dealing with right here is, but that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
And they're welcome to be refugees here.
But no, they're racist. The other side is racist. I don't give a.
No, but the other side is racist. She don't give a fuck. No, but the other side is racist. I don't give a fuck. I want my money.
She's here.
But no, they're racist. The other side is racist. I don't give a. And their favorite word, anti-black.
Anti-black.
Why aren't the Democrats exploiting? Here's a man saying whites are being oppressed. Bring them in. We have room for them. We have room for Canada, room for Greenland, but Mexicans and Haitians go out. Democrats need to be dancing all over that. Otherwise, they're going to end up like Patrick Mahomes going home without the win.
We saw that.
They don't go home without the win anyway. Huh? They don't go home without the win anyway. Look how the immigrants, right, that's in the American Congress, look how the immigrants talk about, well, we need to send money to these places because they need it.
The Chicago Council on Global Affairs surveyed American opinions on foreign policy, and they found a growing number want to reduce economic and military aid to other countries.
A growing number. Do you hear that? A growing number since Donald Trump and DOGE found out all the fraud that's been going on. A growing number.
Because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for.
So how do you convince the public that your point of view is the right one? Because it sounds like they're sliding the other way.
How can you convince the public, right? The public want them to do this. How can you convince the public to tell them to stop? We need to hear this.
And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see.
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good, we should be talking. I mean,
Well,
I'm
it's
trying to
all-
understand
is-
where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really bother you.
Yes, the dollars bother me. You hear that? I'm not trying to see where you're trying to go here, but except the dollars that really bother you. Of course, the dollars really bother me, right? Because if it's food shortage on military bases, why is we donating all this money to other countries when they got food shortages on military bases?
Sliding the other way.
And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see.
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good, we should be talking. I mean,
Well,
I'm
it's
trying to
all-
understand
is-
where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really
it's-
bother you.
Foreign aid.
With the dollars, it really bother you. The dollars. Yes, bitch.
I think throughout the history of our country has not been popular with the American people because we don't have that many conversations about what it does, how much of it it accounts for in our.
Okay, now we're having a conversation about it. Hold on, damn ambulance, hold on.
Budget. A lot of people hear the millions, billions, many conversations about what it does, how much. We don't have that many conversations about what it does, how much of it it accounts for in our budget. A lot of people hear the millions, billions, and they don't fully have a concept of what that actually means.
Yeah.
Huh? Now you put yourself in a bubble. Now DOGE is actually telling us what it means, and where it's going. So of course, now it's time to have a conversation. We're doing exactly what you're saying, right? It's not popular because we don't have a conversation about it. Well, let's have a conversation about it. Where's the money going? Oh, since we're having a conversation about it, people do not like where the money is going, and it's growing. Do you hear what she's saying? It's growing. How can you convince people, right, to think like you think that this is important to give money to other countries? How can you convince them? This is not convincing, ho.
The lives it touches and how important it is, both the soft power that we have as a country, how it keeps us competitive around the world, how it buys us goodwill. We can have the conversation, but when you just
buy us goodwill with what, DEI and transgender education around the world, right? Trying to turn the world into America.
say foreign aid to a lot of people, they're thinking that we're sending bombs to other countries, which people like me and others oppose.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States.
President Trump is still making the liberals scream and needing therapy. D.C. psychologists are now seeing an uptick in Democratic patients after the election because of how fast 47 is getting stuff done.
Right? That is sick. You got motherfuckers going through mental crisis because of how fast Donald Trump is handling his business. It's an uptake in people going to see the psychiatrist because of Donald Trump. The TRS is real. TDS, Trump TDS is real. Huh? People are mentally fucked up. People think they're losing their whole existence, right? While you have other people saying, right, majority of the people saying, Trump, do your shit. You doing exactly what we want you to. And a growing number of people saying, oh, I didn't know it was fraud. Well, I didn't know it was this. I didn't know where my money was going. Well, Trump, we rolling with you. We rolling with Trump and Elon Musk. A growing number of people.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all connected.
Okay.
I think
tell
when
me,
I
tell
look,
me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
when I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise.
And the military didn't. Think about that. The people actually fighting and doing that shit is still fighting with insecurity of food and stuff like that. But the Pentagon, the one that sent them over there to the war, got a $50 billion raise. That's what I'm talking about, Ho, right? Appropriation of money.
Certain amount of money and a military. I think
Tell
when
me,
I
tell
look,
me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
when I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise.
One neuropsychologist telling Axios, quote, I think we can take so much of something before the human brain just like peters out and says, I can't keep up.
Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps.
Right? So remember, I had arguments with somebody on Facebook, right? When they were talking about cutting food stamps. You can cut food stamps from federal employments that don't deserve food stamps. It's a lot of it's some federal employments that do deserve food stamps, right? Retired veterans and stuff like that who's not living on certain wages and stuff like that. But it's people that living on a certain salary and retirement that don't deserve that. They getting this and that, and they getting food stamps, right? So Donald Trump said we can cut some of these programs that these government are getting food stamps. He wasn't talking about the state food stamps. That money is already allocated to the states. He talking about federal food stamps.
And it sounds like these Democrats should lie down on a couch.
Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone knows there's waste in government and should be cut, but DOGE is using a meat axe.
And what they supposed to use? A butter knife? Huh? The people voted for this. They say do this shit.
And if that blows your mind, and if you think like that's like a crazy agenda for me to have, I really think that that's institutional thinking.
Why does Elon Musk want to get rid of all of this?
It's institutional thinking, right? If you think I think that's wrong, that's institutional thinking, right?
Thinking.
Why does Elon Musk want to get rid of all of this? Because he's a thief. He's a gangster.
And that it's...
Wait a minute. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is a thief? He's a gangster? What? How? What do the richest man on the earth has to steal? What is it? What is it that he steals? He's the richest man on earth. He give away shit for free, Starlink and all that shit, right? He give away shit for free. What do he got to steal? He's a gangster.
Get rid of all of this because he's a thief. He's a gangster.
And that it's not looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that you call the greatest fighting force in the world.
Keep his grubby hands, his greedy, grubby hands off of our government.
So I get back to this idea of like, I'm not looking to pick a fight with you, but I am surprised at that the reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like, that's just weird to me.
The Democrats think you stupid. They want you to believe everything they believe, and they try to laugh in your face like you're the stupid one. No, it's not working no more. People are waking up to this shit.
Rally a day keeps the fascists away.
But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find.
Department of Education. Let's check the military. I'm doing sweeping on all federal programs.
Find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
Fraud and abuse. Fraud and abuse.
And help people.
It is bad.
Where is our federal government? Why are they out of money?
It is bad there, but my question is about the misinformation, particularly the notion that they are moving money to migrants, to, you say, undocumented migrants, which FEMA says flatly is not true. And if people are not getting correct information, then they can't go for assistance.
Right, they say FEMA said it's not true. They're not giving money to immigrants. We're not giving money to immigrants.
As they have been asked for. I just want to quickly play with Senator Tom Tillis.
Let me just say for 1 second.
Go ahead.
You have migrants being housed in luxury hotels in New York City. We have paid so much money from our tax dollars into the crisis that didn't need to happen. We could redirect money to help people immediately on the ground in North Carolina or in Florida, where we're probably going to have a situation coming up in the next several days.
That's a separate tranche of money. That's a separate tranche of money. I want you to listen to.
I want you to. Migrant crisis. I want you to listen to what every American. It is a big problem,
but
and
that has nothing to do with. That has nothing.
Hey, Trisha, you're right. These motherfuckers is nuts. These motherfuckers is nuts. Hey, Frederick Craig, I'm doing Eric Adams tomorrow. Eric Adams will be done tomorrow. I'm already working on Eric Adams. I got that. It's going to be a long video with Eric Adams tomorrow and this fraud and all. Oh, we got Eric Adams tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Frederick, come back tomorrow. Whatever time Miss Chocolate and Coco say we doing the show, that's what time we doing the show. We're going to have to check in with the First Lady, Miss Chocolate and Coco, the First Ladies of the show, see what time they want to do a show. And Miss Black Barbie, who was time. Miss Black Barbie, you wasn't up earlier today when I tried to hit your ass. We tried to hit your ass on the earlier show to try to see what time you're going to be up tonight, but we glad you're in tonight. We glad you're here tonight. So y'all got to think of what time y'all want to see Eric Adams tomorrow. You hear that? You hear that, Miss Black Barbie? You know what I'm saying? Chocolate Coco, y'all got to come up with a time. And Cherry K, y'all come up with a time, and I got y'all tomorrow. We might do 2 or 3. Let's go.
To do with the people in your home state right now.
Several months later.
With more on this, this just happening, these firings, what more can you share?
Hey, Marty. Yeah, just in the last hour, News Nation confirmed the Department of Homeland Security fired 4 employees, including the chief financial officer of FEMA for payments made to New York luxury hotels that housed migrants. We want to show you some of the statement that was obtained by News Nation. This is from the Department of Homeland Security, and it says in part, quote, effective immediately, FEMA is terminating the employment of 4 individuals for circumventing leadership to unilaterally make egregious payments for luxury New York City hotels for migrants, and adding, quote, DHS will not sit idly and allow deep state activists to undermine the will and safety of the American people. This comes as President Donald Trump has really been critical of FEMA, even calling out the agency and saying it should be terminated. In a post to Truth Social in just the last hour.
Donald Trump, we're going to audit FEMA? Huh? We audited all of this shit. What are you talking about? Everybody get the audit. Huh? FEMA, you're a federal employee. You're a federal fucking part of the system. Your ass getting audited too. Everybody, we don't need you. Matter of fact, we don't need the teachers union, right? We don't need none of that shit. Hand it back to the states. Hand the power to the states. Abortion to the states. Kids, school choice to the states. Huh? Everything to the states. Let them run it. FEMA to the state. Emergency funding to the states. Let them run it.
In fact, the president wrote, quote, the Biden-run FEMA has been a disaster. FEMA should be terminated. It has been slow and totally ineffective. Individual states should handle storms as they come. Big savings, far more efficient.
And then on top of that, to make matters worse, y'all wasn't even for the people. Y'all was all for immigrants. Because that's who the fuck y'all got talking for y'all.
You got immigrants talking for you. That's who the fuck y'all got talking for you. You right? You want to get up here, you want to sit up here and ask for our money, ask for our support, ask for our vote, right? And don't give us shit. Then give all our money, to take our money, our donations, our taxpayer money, or that we work for, and give it to other countries. Of course black people gonna be mad.
On top of that, to make matters worse, y'all wasn't even for the people. Y'all was all for immigrants. Cause that's who the fuck y'all got talking for y'all. Immigrants.
If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy.
Okay. So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why the Democrat Party try to come out and play this role if it's like they for the people. And everybody know y'all are not for the people. Okay? Y'all are for immigrants. Building up immigrants. Okay?
The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally.
And one of them was about immigrants. One of them was about the important immigrants. Like she said, the Democratic Party is still supporting immigrants. We're going to fight against Donald Trump. We're going to fight for the citizens. We're going to fight for the legal immigrants. We're going to block Donald Trump. We're going to send warnings. We're going to do all kind of shit. Oh, I got, on top of Eric Adams, I got immigrant shit coming out tomorrow too. So don't even trip. I got some of that shit coming out tomorrow too. But you see how they defending the immigrants. But Elon Musk said the people getting exactly what they voted for.
People voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for.
So y'all could dismiss us with these lies that y'all trying to come out with on these podiums and, you know what I'm saying, trying to talk to the American people because the majority of us already know the game.
We're ready to push back against Elon Musk's unconstitutional law. Are you ready to protect and respect the right to collectively bargain?
We already know what y'all been doing with our money. Okay, the gig is up.
It's going to be probably close to $1 trillion. It could be close to $1 trillion that we're going to find.
What an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you. Let me first just thank President Kelly, so appreciative of his leadership and his partnership, his strength and his resilience for such a time as this.
If you add competition,
right? The Democrats are fighting against this. He said we can save $1 trillion, and Democrats like, no, we're going to fight against this. We're going to hold rallies. Is this the revolution that they were talking about at the Super Bowl show? Is this the revolution? Right? Against the man, against the system? Is this the revolution that the black people was talking about that Kendrick Lamar was doing the halftime show to? Is this the revolution?
competence and caring, you'll cut the budget deficit in half. And I fully expect to be scrutinized and get a daily proctology exam, basically.
Okay? Ain't nobody listening to you Democrats anymore.
You damn right, Miss Chocolate Cocoa. Game over, right? Game over. But this is the revolution. They brought a preacher out here, right? I guess the priest, the demon out of Elon Musk or some shit right there. The cure the curse of Elon Musk. They brought a preacher out here damn near. Look at this dude.
Elon, take your musty millions and musty Moscow rights to the moon. Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, we're going to march, we're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them.
Game over, Chocolate Cocoa. Huh? The revolution has begun. The revolution has begun, y'all. It will be televised. It's televised. This is the revolution. Are you ready for a revolution? Hell yeah. Ready for a revolution? Hell yeah. This is the revolution. Get ready for a revolution. We're going to make Elon Musk get your greasy hands. We're going to march for the people of America. You see how they got all these black people up here? Look at all these black people. Look at all these black people with the crown. People of color. Indians and black. Maxine Waters, black. All these people black. This is the revolution.
Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, We're going to march. We're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money. Or go to Moscow. You musty moon.
Go to the moon, you rocket scientists. Get your hand off of our money. What? He's cutting wasteful spending from going to other countries, but this motherfucker is talking about get your hands off of our money. Why you got these black people saying, where the fuck is our money going? Huh? Two different opinions. And look at this son of a bitch. Oh, man, you almost caught the Holy Ghost.
After he finished his remarks, I was tempted to get up here and say, let the church say amen.
Okay? Y'all been bought and paid for. Ain't nobody listening to y'all.
Might as well just camp out there. So it's not like I think I can get away with something. I'll be scrutinized nonstop.
That cures the thief shit.
Y'all need to go on back where the y'all came from. Okay? Because I guarantee you the majority of the American people ain't trying to hear shit y'all saying.
Because he's brought a word on today.
We ain't trying to hear shit y'all saying. Okay? Because y'all done played us. Y'all not for us.
But with the support of the president, we can cut the budget deficit in half from $2 trillion to $1 trillion.
They're trying to hear what Elon Musk got to say. Ain't nobody trying to hear you motherfuckers out here talking about transgender rights for motherfuckers in Mexico. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear you out there singing and beating drums and shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. They trying to hear Elon Musk and Donald Trump and how they going to trim this budget and keep money in their pocket and end inflation.
And then with deregulation, because there's a lot of sort of regulations that don't ultimately serve the public good. We need to free the builders of America to build. And if we do that, that means I think we can get the economic growth to be maybe 3-4%, maybe 5%. And that means if you can get $1 trillion of economic growth and you cut the budget deficit by $1 trillion, between now and next year, there is no inflation.
Right? You got two geniuses, right here, two of the richest men in the world, talking about cutting the budget. Two of the richest men in the world, two of the smartest men in the world, build companies, cut budgets, dealt with budgets their whole life, dealt with percentages, dealt with growth, dealt with the same thing we're talking about right now. Right? Saving money. Right? Cutting corners. Building. Like when Donald Trump was talking about the ship, he could have saved money. He said, they spent, I could have built the ship for $3 million. These motherfuckers got magnets and all this old stuff to bring the jets out. He's like, I could have saved $3 million on just using hydraulics. The same thing. You're right? These are people who are naturally builders talking about building America as a business. Look, they're talking about cutting percentages and numbers, and you get this over here, and you cut this right here, and you do this, and you do that, right? And next year, this will happen. Remember, they're on a time limit, so you got to hit it with a sledgehammer, right? You got two geniuses talking about inflation. Who you rather have, Joe Biden talking about snackflation and Kamala Harris? Don't know what the fuck she's doing? Right? Who would you rather have? You got two geniuses, one working and they both working for free. Donald Trump ain't receiving no money for being president. He donate that shit. These both of the rich, two of the richest billionaires in the world is working for America for free, and people are complaining.
Free the builders of America to build. And if we do that, that means I think we can get the economic growth to be maybe 3-4%, maybe 5%. And that means if you can get $1 trillion of economic growth and you can cut the budget deficit by $1 trillion, between now and next year, there is no inflation. There's no inflation in 26.
And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
You gotta fuck Trump. The revolution has started, y'all. Michelle, the revolution has began, Michelle. The revolution has began. We gotta give a shout out to Michelle. Michelle was the person that flew me out to DC that time. We was out there, and then I was out there in DC. I was there taking pictures with the imposter Donald Trump and shit. We were walking around. Michelle, big shout out to Michelle. You see this shit? And she said, "We gotta fuck Trump. We gotta." I don't really do. We got. This is the revolution, y'all. The revolution has begun.
Please don't tell my children that I just did that.
We are standing in solidarity with each and every one of you during this incredibly fragile time.
And if the government is not borrowing as much, it means that interest costs decline. So everyone's, the mortgage, their car payment, their credit card bills, anything, their student debt, the monthly payments drop.
I wanted to make sure I crossed the street to make it clear that the attack on you, the attack on the civil service is unacceptable, unconscionable, un-American, and we are going to stand with you until each and every one of those unlawful executive orders are fully and completely reversed.
Oh, every last one of them. Every last one of them. Look, y'all, the revolution has begun. The revolution, Kendrick Lamar and the black people is right. The revolution has begun.
That's a fantastic scenario for the average American. I mean, imagine they're going down the grocery aisle and the prices from one year to the next are the same, and their mortgage, all their debt payments.
Look at little X. Little X crazy as a motherfucker. I wish I was rich enough to name my son little funny motherfucker. Man, they're gonna little funny motherfucker, right? This. I hate my baby mama. Hey, that's why I hate this. I hate his mama. What is you gonna name your son? I hate his mama. I'm rich. I can name any fucking thing I want to. I hate his mama. That's his name. I hate his mama Harris. Oh, you rich, you can name your kid X. What are you gonna name X? Fuck it, I don't name my kid X. He got the richest name in the world.
It's dropped. How great is that for the average American?
Buried in the ground, never to rise again.
Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I say, we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. And we want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to.
We don't want you to do that, right? We're trying to weed out corruption, and the judge saying, we don't want you to do that. Think of this shit. Think of what Donald Trump is saying. Think of what the judges are saying. They're trying to say, we're trying to weed out corruption and wasteful spending, and they said, well, we don't want you to do that. We're going to block you from doing that.
Believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation.
I say Trump. We are going to beat. I was going to say, but no, we're not. No, I'm not going to say that.
We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the
right, we're rigging the game. You can't be like, fuck Trump. We're going to fuck Trump, right? When everybody know that you are the people that's trying to fuck us. People are mad.
We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were.
The judge does block
one of your policies, part of your agenda. Will you abide by that ruling? Will you comply?
Well, I always abide by the courts, and then I'll have to appeal it.
Congratulations. Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again.
You're going to never win another race again. You're going to never, ever win another race again. And look at the Democrats, right? The Democrats got it so bad. Remember earlier in the video, Hakeem Jeffries say, what can we do? Right? He said, the Republicans got control of the House. They got control of the Senate. They got control of the president. What can we do? We have nothing to bargain with. Then he go on national TV in a press conference or rally and said, we're going to rally against all his executive orders after he says he has no power, right, to do anything. Said that for 2 days straight. Now all of a sudden, Amy Klobuchar is saying we can get things done if the Republicans work with us. They done gave up. They done gave up.
If the courts make a ruling and the administration decides to run over the courts, what then? What can Congress do?
Run over the courts. No, the courts is doing the shit illegal. They have no jurisdiction in the shit they was doing. Talking about Donald Trump to decide to run over the court. It's no running over the courts, right? Donald Trump is going to oblige by the rules, like he said, and he's going to appeal. No running over the courts.
Again.
If the courts make a ruling and the administration decides to run over the courts, what then? What can Congress do? You say it's our job in Congress to stand up to it.
Weeks into the second Trump presidency, 3 weeks, and tonight there are warnings that the U.S. is dangerously close to a constitutional crisis.
There's two major functions here. One is the oversight of what they're doing, right? And one of the things that we haven't even talked about is that our Republican colleagues have been acquiescing in all of this. I know this. I've seen a few of them stand up from time to time. Maybe they'll stand up to cancer trials being cut.
But then what he's done is he slowed down the momentum.
Has Klobuchar been in the United States Senate through the entirety of the Trump era or not? Because no, they won't.
Now, the first shoe on this dropped when a federal judge today said the White House is defying his order to unfreeze billions of dollars in federal aid.
Okay, so Senator Klobuchar is yet another example of a Democratic lawmaker who was asked, all right, well, you say that the Democrats are going to fight back against Trump, his administration, and what Republicans are up to. How do you intend to do that? She immediately leans on, hopefully Republicans will do the right thing.
Hopefully Republicans will do the right thing, right? Hopefully they will do the right thing. That's all I can hope for. We have no power. We're going to sit out here and march and protest and yell and scream and blame Trump and blame Elon. We're going to do all, but we know we ain't got no power. We fighting against something, but we're not telling what we're fighting for. What are you fighting for? You're fighting for Elon Musk not to expose waste and fraud and corruption? That's what you're fighting for? Is that your fight? Right? Is that your fight? Is that the sword you're going to fall on after they exposing? I got so much other stuff that they exposing on tomorrow's show, right? On some of the stuff they spending the money on. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. This shit is crazy. Right? But we're gonna but you see how they like well, if the Republicans act right, what the hell are you talking about?
Wow, great leadership there.
And it gives crooked people more time to cover up the books.
Yeah, so look, it's a disaster for several different reasons, including hoping that Republicans do the right thing is the Democratic strategy? Because that makes no sense at all. But I actually think that it's even worse than that. And I want to talk about their hypocrisy as well.
Marking the first time that we've had a judge expressly accuse the Trump administration of ignoring a court ruling.
They said it's the first time Donald Trump have ignored a court ruling. Donald Trump ain't ignoring no court ruling. He never done that. He said, I would never do that.
You know, if a person's crooked and they get caught, other people see that, and all of a sudden it becomes harder later on. So, yeah, the answer is I always abide by the courts.
And in a separate case today, federal employees here in Washington told a judge that the administration was defying another order by not reinstating workers who had been put on leave.
Always abide by them and will appeal.
Now, this all has prominent Democrats and many of the nation's top constitutional scholars declaring that the U.S. is on the brink of a reckoning.
But appeals take a long time, and I would hope that a judge, if you go into a judge and you show him, here's a corrupt situation, we have a check to be sent, but we found it to be corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check to a person, or do you want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer?
The Trump Justice Department.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? We got a check going out, and we can prove it's corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check out that we've done investigations, we found out it was corrupt, right? And it was going to get some shit that is not in our interest, or do you want us to give the money back to the people, right? Where they can eat and lower taxes and food and all the other shit, right? Which one do you want us to do, Judge? Do you want us to appeal this? You're going to say, give the money out anyway and make us appeal it? That makes no sense. It makes no sense.
But appeals take a long time, and I would hope that a judge, if you go into a judge and you show him, here's a corrupt situation, we have a check to be sent, but we found it to be corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check to a person, or do you want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer?
The Trump Justice Department says the president should have the authority to decide how to run the government and that these judges are overreaching.
Huh? He should have the authority to say, no, this check is a fraud and I don't want this check sent out. He should have the authority to do that. He's the president. How can a judge stop this? That's not his jurisdiction.
You want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer.
The Trump Justice Department says the president should have the authority to decide how to run the government and that these judges are overreaching.
I would hope a judge would say, don't send it, give it back to the taxpayer.
Yeah. And some of the president's allies say the judges should not be judging any of the moves to shrink the federal government.
Huh? Donald Trump has the ability to shrink the federal government if he wants. He's the president. If he wants to shrink the federal government or add to the federal government, he has that ability. But he wants small government because he thinks he's been running on this. He wants less regulations. He wants the government to get out the people's way. To let the people make money. They have to give all this other money to shit we don't give a damn about, the taxpayer money. Let them keep their money. Let them keep their money. That's how you lower taxes. Let people keep their money. Let people keep their taxes. Stop sending billions and millions out to all this shit we shouldn't give a damn about, and let us keep that money. It's simple mathematics. If we don't need the money for that, it's more money for us.
If I can add to that, what we're finding is that a bunch of the fraud is not even going to Americans. So I think we can all agree that if there's going to be fraud, it should at least go to Americans.
Exactly. If it was going to be some fraud, right, why we can't do a fraud and let it go to Americans? Why we got to do a fraud and let it go to other countries and American U.S. aid?
That includes special government employee Elon Musk, who this weekend accused a judge who was blocking his DOGE team from accessing Treasury Department systems of being corrupt, with Musk calling for the judge to be impeached. Vice President Vance is not going quite that far, but made clear where he sees the judiciary's limits, writing, judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power. The question tonight, of course, is who determines what is legitimate power?
So look, they were talking about the Trump administration and their attempt to basically cut billions of dollars in funding from the National Institute of Health for biomedical research. Now, academics at universities and medical centers immediately rebuked this idea. As outlined in an NIH memo, the policy would cap.
Right. As outlined in NIH memo, the policy would cap the amount of funding at for what they are called indirect costs for general expenses like facilities and administration at 15%, down from an average of 27 to 28%, right? Now, indirect costs, right, are all the things like say you have a special project, right? And you have workers and things like that. Indirect costs are everything that doesn't have to do with the actual budget or the actual thing you're working on, right? So facilities and administration, right? You can cut that without cutting what you're working on. You can shorten some of the facilities. You can move the facilities. You can cut some of the administration, right? And you can save money. Not saying you're cutting the project. Not saying you're defunding the project. You're saying that we're going to cut the indirect costs, the things that doesn't cost, right? That's directly a cost to the so-called expenses, right? We're going to cap it. Y'all saying 27% now? We want to make it at 15%. Indirect costs at 15%. And this 13% right here is going to save millions of dollars by cutting facilities and administration. Simple math. Even I can understand this.
The amount of funding for what are called indirect costs for general expenses like facilities and administration at 15%, down from an average of around 27 to 28%. So the NIH, this is really interesting, said that the change could actually save the American government more than $4 billion a year, and argued that lower rates for indirect costs are actually more in line with the grants from private foundations. So private foundations apparently are making do with that 15% cap, right?
Huh? Private industries are doing the 15% cap, right, for indirect costs. Why we can't break it down to private industry caps, which is about 15, right? Most private industry indirect costs. That's how they save money, right? They cut out a lot of indirect costs. They don't have shit to do with the grants. Don't have shit to do with the work. Why you have all these stores and they're not making no profit? If they're not making no profit, you got to downsize. You got to cut workers and you got to cut facilities. And downsize to make a profit. You can sell the same product, right? But you paying light bills here, you paying gas bill here, employees here, insurance here, and all that shit, and you don't need to, because you only selling half the product over here, you're selling the other half over here, you're selling some other shit over here. Fuck that. Combine everything in one store and make everybody come to the same store. That's how Walmart done it. Make everybody come to the same store and get everything. Instead of going over here to buy some motherfucking burritos, go over here to buy some pizza, go over here to buy some shoes, go over here to buy some trash bags, right? Go over here to buy some hunting supplies, go over here to buy some cleaning supplies. No, put all that shit in one store. So you ain't got to travel and use gas money to go here and there and there and there and all this other shit. Put everything in the same building. Huh? It cuts down on time, cost, and money. And we can charge you cheaper because guess what? We're selling more of the products so we can give it to you at a better price. So Walmart is going to be house shoes. It's going to be cheaper than the average house shoes you buy off the corner store. Because guess what? We can sell it in bulk because we got everything in the store. You want to buy milk, from baby clothes, the baby shoes, the diapers, the perfume, the cologne, the bikes, the hunting supplies, you name it, we got it. Popcorn, road spray, huh? We got ice cream. The fuck you want? Huh? Beanies, diapers, baby, underclothes, coats. What you want? Tables. We got it under one roof. That's how Walmart came up. I read his book, and it was the other dude named that ran for president. What's the other dude that ran for president? The entrepreneur dude that almost Robert Ross Perot. That's also how he became. You know what I'm saying? Door-to-door salesman. That's how Walmart saw this and this and that. He's like, fuck it. Why have people go and shop and go all far for this and this and that, and I can just build this little community store and have everybody come for the same shit. Save them money, save them time. And I can sell shit cheaper. Same business concept Donald Trump is using. We're going to cut out in the indirect costs. In any business, if you want to be profitable, the less indirect costs that you have that doesn't have to do with the product, the more money you can have for making and producing the product for profit. But the more you put indirect costs on shit that ain't got nothing to do with the project, guess what? The more it's going to dip into your profit. It's simple mathematics. It's simple business, right? And luckily, right, I kind of read a book and kind of understand the things about money in a certain kind of way through my past life in the drug game. Because I understand the business now, and it's simple because all I'm doing is using the drug game from what I used to do back in the days and using it to what they're saying about business and about percentages and about indirect costs, right? Because you got to think of it like this: even when you in the game, the less I spend on the product, and the better it is, right? And the better it is, the more money I make, right? And if I give people, and instead of going here and there and there and there, I'm going to create me a spot so they can come here. And when they come here, I'm just not going to have that. I'm going to have this and this and that because they might need this and this and that, right? So it's all about understanding business and understanding the overhead and understanding reducing costs and understanding profit and understanding budgeting. You got to do all that if you want to be successful as something as simple as a drug dealer. The average person on the block have this much knowledge. The average drug dealer on the corner have this much knowledge about business, about indirect costs that don't have shit to do with your dope, don't have shit to do with your weed, don't have shit to do with your heroin or your crystal meth or your pills or your guns or whatever the fuck, your hoes or whatever you're selling. Right? The simple person that even that's selling T-shirts or selling cologne or selling incense on the block has the same basic concept about business. The less indirect costs I have, the more profit I will make. You have to separate the two, right? If I only need 2 people making incense, right? Because that's the rate I'm selling it and making a profit. Why am I going to hire 3 more people and cut into the profit, right? And pay a whole another rent for them 2 people to work somewhere else. Nah, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep my facility short, right, until I'm able to grow. And then I'm going to do something, right? But that's all going to happen with profit, right? And I'm giving these people, these 2 people who making these instances, I'm giving them a chance to make what? Capital. So they can do what the fuck they want to do with their money. Maybe invest in their own instant business, which they can do now because they're getting capital and they have the opportunity to do something that I created and gave them. You gotta understand, business. You can use this in any game. You can use this in T-shirts, drugs. You can use it in any game. The average street person can understand this. So when Donald Trump and Elon Musk is explaining this, the average street person understanding, oh, why are they spending money over here when we need it over there? That's like saying if your electricity go out in your house and some shit break down in your house, you go and fix your neighbor's shit and leave your shit broke. While your kids are cold, while your stove is not working, right? Why your cold water is not coming on? Why your lights is busted? TV remote control fucked up. But no, instead of fixing your shit, you go and make sure the neighbor's refrigerator is full. You go make sure they got their gas bill paid, right? You go make sure they kids got clothes on their back. You forget all about your kids and your household and let your shit go to waste. Your kids done rebelled on you. Some of them on drugs. Some of them don't even know what their identity is. Some of them want free shit because you hitting them free shit. And they crying and you ignoring them. But you ready to spend the money on these motherfuckers over here next door. You don't think your kids gonna get mad and rebel against you? At some point, especially after and you ain't tell them what the fuck you been doing, and they found out through somebody else. You don't think your kids gonna be mad? Like, hold on, we done cleaned the house, we done all this other shit, but you give our food and everything to them people next door that don't have shit to do with our household, right? You can use this in every analogy, right? If you save your money up, right, and you bought you a little corner stove, and you put a little couple of things up in there, and hot dogs and noodles and all whatever it may be, not the nachos. If you want to make a profit, you got to find the cheapest hot dogs, the cheapest buns, right? You got to put in things that right that you're going to make a profit that you're going to have to need. It's going to be a necessity for. Right? You have to have these things, and you're going to try to find out an overhead, and you're going to find out some indirect costs, what I don't need, right? I'm not going to need so many wrappers to wrap the hot dogs with because I only got this many hot dogs, so let me downsize on wrappers unless I buy them in bulk. Right? It's so many things you got to understand. Right? So when the Democrats think black people don't know something as simple as business and profit and wasteful spending, they're trying to play us. And this is the revolution. Because there's nothing else to rebel against. There's no borders, there's no black police, there's no people getting choked out. I mean, there's nothing to rebel against. What are we rebelling for now? Huh? What are we rebelling against? The only motherfuckers who rebelling is these motherfuckers. And they're using black people to do it. Once again, the black people's guinea pigs. We're fighting for your rights, and they're trying to go into people a private identity, and we want to do this, and we want to fuck all the fraud, fuck all the wasteful spending, fuck all that. This is new Democratic Party, right? This is what you voted for. Or this is who you want us to vote for. But think about it. Donald Trump only been in the White House 3 weeks, right? Not even a whole month, basically. And look at all the shit that he done uncovered. Think about when he's 3 months into his administration. Think about when he's a year into his administration. Everybody who wanted to get into his special cabinet, they got voted in. Everybody but old ass Mitch, the bitch. Right? Everybody else was united. Right? And think about what Donald Trump going to do in a year. And think what Elon Musk going to discover in a year. And think about what the Democrats is going to be fighting for or fighting against in a year. If they're going to be still holding up the same fight, don't let Elon Musk do this. Don't let Elon Musk discover fraud. Is they still going to be hollering this shit next month? Next year? In 6 months? How long is they going to be riding on this? You see, they got off that immigration shit quick with Pam Bondi. More to come on that tomorrow too. They got on that. Well, I'm gonna protect this, and I'm gonna protect the immigrant rights. Pam Bondi can't say, "Oh, you is." Well, motherfucker, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm not playing. Test me if you want, huh? You got two Democrats that's in the Trump administration, Tulsi Gabbard and JFK. Two Democrats. You talk about diversity? How many Republicans was in the fucking Biden administration? Huh? Besides on the January 6th committee, Liz Cheney, the Rhino. How about zero? 0-0. What none? Donald Trump got two. They probably mad because he ain't got no transgenders. Huh? Think about it. You're winning. Donald Trump is winning, and the Democrats hate it. They hate that he win. They can't understand it. It hurts their fucking feelings that you're winning. Look at the difference between how the Democrats take loss and how the Republicans take loss. When Donald Trump lost, you didn't see a bunch of motherfuckers making all these radical ass claims and stuff like that. They was like, hey, get the January 6 people out. People, you know what I'm saying? They try to run big ass investigations and stuff like that, but people didn't even trip. Right? We waited for 4 years, got our shit together, came with a different plan, still supporting our president through indictments and convictions and impeachments and endorsements and all kind of shit. And we came out winning. And it has to go an emotional roller coaster when the liberals knew Donald Trump was going to go to jail, knew he wasn't going to win, knew he was going to get indicted, knew he was going to go broke. They was going on an emotional roller coaster. Every time fake news came on and said something was going to happen to Donald Trump, they tried to hold it. Oh, Donald Trump is really in the pickle now. This is the worst ever. Donald Trump is really, none of it worked. He's president now, and it really hurt their feelings. And he winning right now, it really hurt their feelings. CNN says his polls has never been better, and it really hurt their feelings. Huh? All the racist shit is going out the window, and it really hurt their feelings. Huh? They found out. Look, they have no leader right now, and it really hurt their feelings. Who the leader of the Democratic Party? Who's the voice of the Democratic Party? Hakeem Jeffries? Huh? AOC? Huh? Nancy Pelosi? Huh? Barack Obama? Michelle Obama? Oprah Winfrey? Kamala Harris? Huh? Shapiro? Josh Shapiro? Huh? Governor Newsom? The governor Pritzker? Who the voice of the Democratic Party? Cory Booker? Ilhan Omar? Huh? Who is the leader? They should be pushing out the person who they think gonna lead the party to defeat the Republicans next year, and put his ideas and his and see what kind of, and put his ideas and start raising his profile and shit like this. Don't they think it's about time? Or they didn't prepare for Donald Trump for these 3 years? I mean, these 3 months before he was president. They didn't prepare the 3 months after he won the presidency. They're still not prepared now. What makes you think they're prepared in 4 years? If they still fight for, look, think about this. They're not running nobody against Donald Trump. They're not running a campaign against his anything Donald Trump is putting out as far as executive orders. Because like they say, Donald Trump is flooding his zone. They don't know what the fuck to fight for. They don't know the fuck to fight for education, school choice, right? They don't know they should fight for federal aid. They don't know if they should fight for fucking federal workers. They don't know if they don't know what they should fight for. Donald Trump is flooding the zone. They getting hit with every which way. He's signing so many executive orders every day. They gotta say, well, we don't think this right. They getting hit with something else. He flooding the fucking zone with trades and tariffs. You don't know what to talk about. He flooding the zone, right? Every time y'all turn around, he flooding the zone with something. He's talking about taking over. He's talking about Gaza. He's talking about terrorists. He's talking about China. He's talking about immigrants, right? He's talking about Russia. He's talking about Ukraine. He's talking about a trade war. He's talking about fentanyl, right? Eggs. Right? Elon Musk. DOGE, his Senate hearings, right? His confirmations, right? They flooding the zone. 1 week one week they not gonna be confirmed. The next week they in the damn Capitol getting confirmed. Right? They flooding the fucking zone. The Democrats are getting hit every which way. They don't know the fight against Donald Trump nominees. Remember, they're fighting against Donald Trump nominees on the Senate. Well, I don't trust you, and you're not going to do this, and such and such. Now all of them in. They can't fight that fight no more. They losing all their battles. They can't fight the Pete Hegseth no more, the drunk shit. That's out. Huh? Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian terrorist. That's out. Robert F. Kennedy don't know what the fuck he's doing. That's out. Patel is not qualified. That's gonna be out. Linda McMahon don't know the fuck she's doing. That's gonna be over with. Pam Bondi is not gonna work. Well, she's working. Christy Noem, well, that's talk is over with, right? Donald Trump, y'all put these people in the news, criticize them, right? Then these people get in, do their job, and shut y'all the fuck up, right? They losing every fucking battle. What battle have they won? Have they won a battle with Donald Trump picks, his nominees? Huh? His executive orders? Right? Has he won with DOGE? With DOGE? Who has the Democrats won with? They run with a new message? They won with the Senate, the House? What did they win? What did they block? Who did they block? And the people are loving it. 70% of the people are agreeing with it. On most policies, here's up more than 60% on damn near every policy. Not up by 60%, but it's like 60, the 40, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, like 59, the 41. But he averaging like 60. But 70% of the people agree with his work, what he's doing. That's more than half the country. Way more than half the country. That means 3 out of 10 people don't agree with Donald Trump doing. What? 3 out of 10 people don't agree with Donald Trump doing? That's a low ass number. But anyway, I'm up out of here. There's more to come tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave it to chocolate and cocoa. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell me what time we're gonna do a show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What time you want to say what time we're gonna do a show right now? You want me to just call you, or you wake up and just tell me what time you want to do a show? We're gonna get into Eric Adams. We're gonna get into some more DOGE. We're gonna get into some Pam Bondi. We're gonna get into all that tomorrow. All that tomorrow. So come back. tomorrow. We're gonna see if Miss Shot and Coco still on here and see what time she want to do this damn thing. What time you want to do the damn thing? What up with it, BKL? I love the new secretary. New secretary is the shit. Ha! The new secretary is the shit. Thanks for the great show. No, thank you for tuning in, BKL. Who on this other place? Thank you. They are fighting for their bottom line, fighting for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's all these sons of bitches do is fight for themselves. That's all they do. Thank you, Linda Smallwell. That's all these sons of bitches do. For themselves. That's all these sons of bitches do. Right? Well, thank you. Did Miss Chocolate Coco answer on what time she want to do a show tomorrow? Let me see. Good night. Good show. Thank you. Thank y'all. Well, I can call Miss Chocolate Coco, see what time they want to do a show tomorrow. I'm out. Be back tomorrow with Eric Adams and some more dope shit. We out. We're gonna see what they spending on. I don't know if I'm breaking a 2 show or 1 show. I'm out.